Always get one. It's like a bottle of Snapple.
Yeah, I just assume you have the Snapple caps strewn throughout your desk. But nevertheless, no cap here. This is going to be 5 games at least worth of hype, or at least 3. BE@ST versus Rivers. Welcome to Grand Finals here at DNA.EXE Season 8, Week 8. Let's square things up in game number 1 here at Pokemon Stadium. And again, the Squirtle comes out. For how long, we can only speculate. It's going to be the Hydro Pump that's going to get red, and yeah, Rivers is going to be all over that with their Diddy Kong.
Now I'm getting light tinges of deja vu here, Stu. As a reminder to those at home, Rivers is the one who put you into the losers bracket to begin with. Mind you, he did so in winners finals, but if there is anyone who's going to put a stop to BE@ST's rampage, it is going to be Rivers. And that first stock was, I think, a pretty clear indication that Rivers did not lay off the gas at all in the wait from between winners finals to grand finals.
It certainly is deja vu, and BE@ST has, without a doubt, been to this place before, down against Rivers to start things off. This winners final actually started off much the same way. However, it ended by a score of 3-0. BE@ST will be looking to reverse the curse, at the very least, taking a game. And not a good track record of success against Rivers in grand finals before, making it to grand finals winner's side of breakpoint number 2 and losing to Rivers in I think 6 games that one. And yeah, they've gone up against Rivers too many times. Just not a great record of success against this Diddy.
In general, though, at least in regards to what we had seen previously in winners finals to what I should be expecting in grand finals, I am hoping for BE@ST's sake that he sticks on the trainer, because I feel like what he wanted to accomplish with Fox, what he wanted to accomplish in Mario, the 1 games of each that he got done with those, he can accomplish with his trainer. With the individual Pokemon, I feel like he is able to swing heavy against Rivers where need be. The problem is just, can you stop this monkey's movement?
Yeah, that is the $64,000 question, is it not, Hangman? And thus far, the answer seems to be a hard no, as Rivers right now they have not really played in a tournament since Ultimate 32, where they wound up dropping games to DeBuzz and Waddy. That's not a bad place to end off, quite frankly. Over 1,000-person bracket, finishing 25th. That says something. But of course, winning last week's DNA, going perfect throughout the bracket, eventually winning that grand final against Stan Luna by a score of 3-0. That was seen by, really just multiple people around the world, thousands, I would say. But this is the stakes still just as high. You're playing for pride, you're playing for ranking, and certainly playing to get some respect upon your name if you are Nevermore Rivers.
Right now, I think Rivers is just chilling. He's just sort of doing his own thing. Monkey flipping from side to side. We see a forward air or a back air every once in a while. BE@ST has no say in the matter. BE@ST is taking tons of damage. He can't catch up. He can't really trade for damage. Airblitz is going to do a wonder on Rivers, but look at that. He's sitting at 176, Stu. I don't even know if Rivers needs to confirm or if he just needs to land Monkey Flip. In fact, that's all it's going to be for ending out game 1 in not necessarily super convincing fashion, but at no point did it seem like Rivers was shaken out of his game plan. He moved around a ton with the Monkey Flip. He had Banana in hand constantly. He was always keeping damage up. No matter how either recklessly or intelligently BE@ST was swinging, he just paid the price in trades of damage. It was rough.
You were saying it wasn't in particularly convincing fashion, Hangman, but at the same time, never felt like the game was out of Rivers' control. That's about as convincing as you need it to be. So
he was swinging hard out of disadvantage. My man was slugging it out. And to his credit, he was putting on the damage. He got Rivers down to last stock. It wasn't out of the realms of possibility for one stray hit to lead to disaster. Because you have to remember, if you're not able to completely control the ledge like that, there's always that ever-present threat that BE@ST can turn a very lethal reversal on you. However, Rivers didn't give him that opportunity. And I think with Rivers' style of play, we're not going to find that opportunity because Rivers is so methodical with how he controls the ledge and platforms of whatever stage he's on. And I feel like there's no arena better than DNA to use as evidence for showcasing how he can use PS2 to his advantage to just completely suffocate his opponents.
Yeah, and again, the last time that these two fought, I do want to make a quick redaction. It was actually 6-1 that Beast and Rivers in that breakpoint number 2, where Beast did wind up taking a game off of Rivers, the first game, in fact. But again, the list of people that have beaten Rivers is very short, especially in recent memory, where you're talking about DeBuzz, Wadi, RJ, Sonics, Epic Gabriel. This is very elite company that you're talking about, and Beast needing to count themselves among it. What's it going to take? It can't just be the standard Zard play. Certainly not when Rivers is moving like this, Hangman.
So, unfortunately, to give my answer, you got to look into a little bit of like the theory craft, look at it more on paper than in execution. And I feel like on paper, Ivysaur's ability to shark the plats and Squirtle's ability to just stay on top of targets is what's going to be needed. Ivysaur, in fact, is going to be managing to take out this stock from Rivers. And I really do feel like it's going to be old Cabbage Dog that's going to be the answer for Beast, because all of the tools at Ivysaur's disposal are the ones that I think Beast needs the most. Razor Leaf, even Bullet Seed, Neutral Air, these are moves that are very good at just disrupting patterns of movement. And when you also consider the size of down air and up air, Rivers is going to be forced to be very choosy about when they're swinging and when they're moving. The problem is that Ivysaur can't stay around forever. As soon as Charizard comes out, I feel like Charizard doesn't really have the reliable movement options necessary to contest with Diddy Kong, especially when the damage isn't there. And either are stock, at least sitting on last stock for this game.
And I think we kind of knew that was coming as soon as, you know how you were saying, yeah, you can't, you let a thief get away only to kill him when maybe they least expect it. Well, yeah, that's kind of what happened as soon as we saw that missed up B in the middle of the stage, isn't it? That just kind of, all right, you let him hang around for a little bit longer, and then eventually that Zard is going to get bodied, and going to be a jetpack that lets Rivers get a little bit of separation, closes the speed right back down, and meets Beast in the middle. Flare Blitz right on the platform. Maybe Rivers not expecting that, but again, not ready with the button to snuff it out either. It's a last stock situation, and this is doable for Beast, but you have to win a lot of neutral interactions, and I'm not really sure if just Zard has the tools to do this.
It's going to be hard doing, especially as we see.
Yeah.
Do we really just almost watch that kill? Like,
yeah, I mean, Beast's DI is really good. Let's not even front about that.
But like, dude, no, we can't be doing this. Not in grams. Not like this.
Yeah, no, not this way. Not this way. But we're going to be looking for the up smash here for Rivers. Might as well just go with the... You know what? You're not the only one who can just mash smash his Beast. This is... sorry, I think I was reading Glentendo's Twitter for a second. But either way, this is Rivers traveling right back to the platform. Is going to get away with it. Beast was caught in the middle of another button. And again, there is definitely merit to the style of offensive play that Beast brings to the table. But Diddy is a character that's almost custom made to counterpunch. And now, as Rivers going to get caught going forward just a little bit, Rivers... Beast looking to bring this back. Rivers in trouble on the ledge and is going to get caught with the up smash. And it took a lot of work, but by hook or by crook, game number 2 goes to Beast.
And I think that was very well played from Hell's Gates. The way that we saw Beast, I think it was like 4 moves, maybe 4 moves in total that completely equalized the pressure of these final stock situations. And what I liked the most about it was the finisher. The fact that Beast was so specifically positioned to punish with up smash right at the lip, the inner lip of the platform, right where he's seen repeatedly that Rivers is going for ledge canceling his monkey flips. These are very specific locations that Rivers is positioning himself in so that he could optimize the movement of monkey flip while having a follow-up option. And Beast positioned himself in such a way that he was able to not only maximize his own punish, but limit where Rivers could reasonably move. And he was stuck in such a strong flow that it was kind of hard to recognize that Beast would for once catch on. Now, I don't know if Beast is going to get fortunate enough to do that moving into further games, but I think that level of awareness is something that Rivers has to be careful for. He can't afford to sleep on Beast if Beast is catching on to these movement options.
So we are going to go right back to Pokemon Stadium for game number 3. River is probably thinking that game number 2 was anomalous, realizing that they got caught moving forward just a little bit. He got caught in the moment, not even where they were getting over aggressive, but really just the moments where Beast just so happened to not be holding forward as much. And really, if you're the bigger character, you're almost forced to just not charge headlong into the waiting monkey flips, right? I mean, this is you're being forced to counterplay around this Diddy, and Rivers, you got caught on the roll! Excuse yourself! Get out of my sight! Said Beast.
You see, I think we are seeing an instance of Rivers sort of caught into autopilot. I don't want to call it as such, as a disrespect to him as a player, but I think it's just one of those situations where, the movement is so just in sync to how he was playing previously, regardless of not matching the action or not, that I feel like Beast's awareness right now is just out prioritizing how Rivers is intending to play the game.
Ooh, that is something you do not see from Rivers all that often. Getting caught on the ledge from the flare blitz, even if it was by the tiniest of margins, that monkey flip is eventually going to take the first stock. But yeah, Shu seems to be on the other foot here. Beast, all of a sudden utilizing, never mind, not utilizing Squirtle just yet. But that's the thing that we kind of didn't see from out of Beast before, was kind of leaning on that Squirtle, and maybe it worked well for that Link matchup, but maybe not comfortable going movement option for movement option against Nevermore Rivers.
I think the Squirtle has merit. We're able to see how the Squirtle is able to box in, get that early, 0 to 40, very typical of what's expected of Squirtle in, the general push art. But I feel like if you have to look at the Mons as individual characters, Ivysaur's Kid is the one that Beast, I think, should be leveraging harder, just based off of how well he's able to stop the aerial pressure. He's just able to curb a lot of that pressure from Banana in hand, all of a sudden gets mitigated by Razor Leaf. By keeping a very strict distance, Rivers he just doesn't hold as much pressure, naturally.
And now it's going to be the F smash that's going to put pressure on Beast's second stock a little bit. Looking for the flare blitz, and they're going to go right into the blast zone, and the door is not open, but it's certainly cracked, Hangman.
I mean, that flare blitz was just super unfortunate for Beast. There's no way to otherwise call it. And he's been playing it out really well now, but you don't want to give him
do it.
You don't want to give that breath of relief to Rivers. You don't want to give him any relief. He's the one who's sitting for Winterside Grants tonight. He's the one who's going to be sitting up 2-1 if he manages to take out this last stock.
Oh, it's going to be the forward throw. Is that going to be enough?
Ooh.
Yes! Beast hanging on. And again, Rivers creating ample opportunity for themselves. But the key there, Rivers knew that Beast was going to go high, because he's seen far too many of those angel drops off of the ledge to even think about going below the platform. Even challenging with the up B, just a little too daunting a proposition, it seems. And that was that first stock that made me pop off. But yeah, maybe Rivers getting caught on autopilot just a little bit, rolling back, trying to avoid the option. But the neck is there to get stuck out, and certainly to land that kill. And that was the big important thing that we were talking about, going high, avoiding the potential angel drops, and allowing Beast to secure that game number 3. Ever so crucial. Now 1 game away from the reset. Anything that you're seeing that Beast can carry forward into this game number 4 that perhaps I did not pick up upon?
Honestly, Stu, I think it's just this matter that that Beast has his eyes wide open right now.
I have my eyes wide open too, for the record.
I mean, hey, listen, how could you not? The action right now, we're looking at a position where Beast could be resetting the bracket, and if he keeps on playing the way that he is, it's not out of the realms of possibility to see Beast manage to take this bracket entirely.
Yeah, and this is a tough situation, I would feel like, for Rivers, especially considering you might feel like you outplayed Beast for the better part of this set, and yet you're the one who's down by a score of 2-1, and now you're gonna be, well, fighting out of a predicament, but there's nothing that Rivers can do except fight in this particular situation, sitting at 95%, but piling on the damage. It's going to be a series of back airs that piles on even more off the ledge. And Ivysaur, great character until you get him into disadvantage.
I feel like one of the notes that goes underappreciated about Beast as a player is his consistency. Like, we rag on him for being, a little impatient sometimes against very passive players. And we always, praise the accolades of his aggression. But one thing to know is that these are constants of him as a player. He's always like this. He has a very consistent track record for how he plays against who. And that's even present in his adaptations, knowing when to, pump the brakes or hit the gas. However, that consistency is sort of challenged by the high highs and low lows of Rivers, because once Rivers, starts to recognize the danger of the situation, all of a sudden it's just total control. Like, look at how this is starting to look much more like Game 1. We've got Beast coming in on last stock here in Game 4. Meanwhile, Rivers just sort of chilling.
Well, that's kind of the problem with hitting the gas all the time, isn't it? If you're Beast, like, sure, you go faster, you go further faster, but it is hell on your mileage at the end of the day. And when you get into these later rounds, perhaps maybe just a little bit tougher to take these brackets. Maybe it's just a little bit tougher when you get into the later rounds and you're going up against competition like DeBuzz, who wound up winning the juice box, or people like Waddy, who's been showing out, and certainly against people like Rivers, which is about the sort of quality that you're facing off against when you're getting into the 500-person, 1,000-people brackets. And certainly the results against, top-most players, I would say, like Lights or Epic Gabriel and the ilk, showing that Beast maybe needs to work on that just a little bit. And now, as we are going one stock away from true finals, Rivers is, in the driver's seat of this one, going to get the jab lock and indeed another jab. Rivers right now has Charizard at the ledge, figuratively and literally, sitting at 156. I don't know what it's going to take for Beast to get back. Might just be a little more than they can handle. The back throw is going to prove, and that is a Game 5 situation. Now Rivers, one game away from winning this, and Beast right now, it was not a bad game on their part by any stretch of the imagination, but Rivers might have just found their opening.
I think it's one of those situations where you blink and you miss it, and all of a sudden the Rivers that we saw in Game 4 is very different from the Rivers that we saw from Game 3. And he's looking like he's woken up, just straight up. Like, Rivers was much more aware of where Beast was positioning himself, which mons he was using, which is also very important to how you're pressuring these things. And in general, I feel like Rivers wasn't letting any situations where he was in control slip away. Now, moving on into Game 5, is that awareness going to stick? Or is he going to sort of rest on his laurels and give Beast that opportunity to reset the bracket? Because, like you mentioned, Game 4 was still kind of close.
Well, yeah, and again, that's Beast making their way through tight quarters just above the stage and have not fallen to the victim to the monkey flip just yet. We have seen Rivers cheese stocks like that a little too often for Beast, I would imagine, but certainly with that Zard, you have the right character at least with which to recover. That up B is nothing with which to be trifled, but you only have so much range on that thing. And sitting at 88%, I don't think you want to be toying with Diddy off stage all that much.
Yeah, it's definitely high risk, high reward kind of deals for Beast moving forward, especially as these percentages climb. But I feel like it's worth noting that these percentages are climbing very much on Rivers' call. All this damage is happening when Beast tries to escape from the flats, escape from the ledge, try to respond to how Rivers is moving. All of a sudden, it's looking like the same problems that Beast was running into in Game 1 and in Winners Finals.
Is it just me, or did he DI out at the last second? Because that looked a little strange. I don't
know
know
if that was on the iffy end. We might have to catch it in the replays, but I'm with you. It was a little questionable.
Yeah, I don't know if that was just something on our end or how the game interpreted it, but either way, this is Diddy only now starting to get to the higher percentages. Beast just trying to pile on damage, and will do so with the claws of the Zard. And I get, it's what got you to the show. Maybe that's what works, but man, this going up against Diddy with Zard solo, that is, I know it worked for 2 games already, but first of all, you had a lot of help from Ivy. Secondly, I'm just not sure that's the play here, like in general, on paper.
I mean, I'm in agreement, as I've been saying consistently, that I think Ivysaur is the play for, if not cleaning up these stocks, definitely putting the pressure on Rivers and forcing him out of this comfort. Because when you stick on Charizard for so long, you stick on like a minimal set of movement. Like, yes, Charizard is respectively quick. He has multiple jumps. Fly is a up special that needs to be respected. And, for what it's worth, Flare Blitz moves you fast, sure. But, like, these are all options that are very just cut and dry. Ivysaur doesn't have those. Ivysaur has fairly middling recovery. Oh, that's just
no.
Way below the ledge.
And
one less jump. We've got tournament stock here for Beast. And Stu, I don't know if Beast is going to be able to clean up his act in time.
And that's kind of the hell of it, isn't it? When you're talking about characters, like, I mean, we like to meme on Beast Squirtle, even though it is legitimately a quality pick that we see from time to time, may very well do so here. But yeah, the Ivysaur is not the case with them. We have seen Beast do quite a lot of work with Ivysaur, in some cases single-handedly win them the set, calling out with the raw F smashes, as Beast does like to do with pretty much every character, if I'm being completely honest. Or just utilize those ridiculous hitboxes and disjoints that Ivysaur provides. But yeah, this is not going to be the case here. Squirtle almost dying at 90%, and oh no, you're getting caught by the peanut! You talk about disrespect! You're not dying to legumes! You're just not! The angel drop from above! No force of nature quite as powerful as Rivers. He'll win this one 3-2.
Second out of 80, GG's James.
Oh my god.
Why did he have to end it like that, though? Why did he have to use the
He really just said, "How these nuts taste." He really just said that.
He dared Charizard through the whole stage. Clownery. First-class clownery. Only from the top shelf of DNA. We got Rivers walking away with first tonight. This now makes 2 in a row for him. A very solid display. And I feel like he was starting to catch on, but just within inches of victory, lost grasp of that style of play. And I really do think it's just a matter that you can only play like past your consistent level, like far beyond it for so long. Like, it gets to a point where like that style of play that you're up against is going to wither away at you. And Rivers was just able to keep a hold by the end of it. I mean, just that last play as a whole was so far and away from the rest of the set. Like, if you took that one kill, if you took that clip, and if you showed me the rest of the previous 5 games and 2 stocks that we had before us, it would not look like the same set. Because Rivers looked like he was playing with his food in the very end. Meanwhile, the entire 5 games up to this point was a very convincing tug of war and a very strong display from both players. Up until that point, I was genuinely thinking, Beast has this. Beast is resetting this bracket. We are sitting down for some more games. But Rivers absolutely denied him that right to the very end. And overall, I think just a very Rivers fashion to end out a set.
Yes, very much so. Because at the end of the day, top class, world class Smash player, but also just absolute meme lord. If I could put it in a more PG way than I absolutely and justifiably could. But it's, I will say though, I feel like just a little bit too stubborn with the Zard play. I know that Beast prides himself on it. I know that he's very good. I know that he has a claim staken to being the best Zard on the face of the planet. And I don't really know how effectively you could argue that.
If I may, just to give credit to Beast, I do not think that he's so prideful that he will approach this set in the same way the next time that he has to face Rivers. I do genuinely believe that.
No, I agree with that.
Back at the set, and he's going to recognize how strong he was able to play with Ivysaur, and the few and far situations where Squirtle was also to really come out, because they do set the field for these signature Charizard plays. Like, Beast, as much as we love to talk about it, because Beast gives us reason to talk about it, he's far from a one-trick pony. As much as we rib on the guy multiple times a week, like, he can play the character well. He is at least intelligent enough to study the character, recognize what works, and then execute properly. It's just on him to hit the drawing board once again, figure out how can he come out on top? How can he push just that little bit further ahead so that next time he resets that bracket, so that he takes that winner's finals, so that he doesn't sit there and get clowned on by James.
I mean, you saw it just this week. We were talking about that 1,000-person bracket that that people entered, on just last week on the 14th, Ultimate 32. Beast finished 33rd out of 1,000 people. That's not nothing. This, for reference, Rivers finished 25th. So that's just how good this dude is, where you can take a sample of some of the best players in the world. He also went down to Chunky Kong and Wadi. That is not a poor showing by any stretch of the imagination, especially going down just before top 32. So when you're talking about an individual like Beast, and yeah, you're talking about someone whose Zard play is kind of set by that Ivysaur and occasionally that Squirtle when you get that thrown your way. It's hard to deal with it when they do, when he drops the weights and lets the Ivysaur fly. But he consistently beats some of the best people that this region has to offer, and certainly did so at Breakpoint, did so at Fusion just this week, winning Fusion. I do think that there's a higher level to be reached, and we'll have to see what happens in the future. But again, that's why you watch these tournaments, to see these players grow, and certainly to see individuals like Beast do what they do at the highest level. Some head-ass options sometimes, let me tell you, but certainly a high level of skill to go along with it. And with that, we're going to wrap it up. Chris Elodian has been in production. I'm going to ask Chris Elodian one time for today. Hit him with the ad slides. Want to thank UEF, the United E-League Federation, for being in partnership with Master Hand Gaming. If you want to register on there, play games, and earn credits, it's a good place to start your career in esports, providing earning opportunities and infrastructural resources for players, commentators, organizers, live producers, and more. Hit up the Discord for all the information. You see the link right down there. Master Hand Gaming is a proud partner with UEF. But those are your earning opportunities. Here's a learning opportunity. You saw Rivers kick ass and take names just now. Nevermore Rivers is hosting a workshop series. We actually just had the first couple of classes this week where he taught about neutral and combos, and you saw just how damn good he is at both of those aspects of the game. So Wednesdays and Thursdays at 3 p.m. student and spectator passes are available starting at $3. UEF.gg/learn-more. You can earn credits by entering into these tournaments, so get in on that. 1 hour long sessions every Wednesday and every Thursday, right before the bracket starts. He's doing this, he's playing, he's teaching, and certainly you get a first-hand education when you face off against him in a bracket. But if you want maybe a little bit more gentle learning environment, this is a good place to go to. Let's talk a little bit more about the other tournaments. Hangman, tell them about Breakpoint.
Breakpoint, of course, is going to be tomorrow and every Friday from the Collision team. We've got it. And I believe we're going to be starting region locking it soon. So if that's more your cup of tea, maybe check it out. But even not, it's the same level of quality that brings you DNA every week, the same level of quality that brings you Fusion. And in general, it's got the Collision Series seal of approval on it. You can catch it at Collision Smash for the Twitch.tv. And I'm looking forward to it. Whether I'm around or not, it's going to be some wacky action, because all of our brackets are. But of course, Fusion.EXE is every Monday. And that's just as fun. That's a whole lot of fun. Great way to start out the week, if I do say so myself.
Agreed. Yeah, and again, you wanted to talk about, this is the tournament that Beast won just this week. This is Tri-State's Best showing out for it, and they do so every single Monday. Smash.gg/fusion for more information on that and to register. And of course, you want to talk about some head-ass action, Hangman. Let's talk a little bit about the Glentendo circuit. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe online weekly happening right here on twitch.tv/MasterHandGaming. The tournament code is right there, so go ahead, get the screen cap, get a pen and paper, get out a rock and chisel. I don't give a damn how you do it. Just get in there every single Sunday night. And if you're streaming the action, we will feature you on this very channel. It's usually commentary from myself and, of course, Jersey's very own Rise Brewing Nintunist. So 12 races every single Sunday, starting at 7 p.m. I haven't made that joke up until now. I think I'm afforded that at least today. So,
yes, in closing remarks for this evening, I would like to give a very heartfelt happy birthday to my co-caster, Stu the Announcer, and let me see you spam that on Twitter, in the Twitch chat, wherever you can find this man. Bless him up, because it's been a hell of a year for all of us in plenty of ways. Let the man feel special for at least one of them. And on that note, I would like to bid everyone in production and in the chat a good night.
Absolutely. Be good to each other and be good to yourselves. And until we meet again, thank you and happy smashing.